Kia ora koutou katoa, nau mai, hara mai ki te ao Hākinakina, your sports show right here on your Tribal Pulse, te korimako o Taranaki, 94.8 FM and 98.4 FM. Well, he is a true po within the community of Waitara, someone who's always putting others first, deeply involved in the Waitara Bar Boardriders Club and a huge contributor across a number of community initiatives. He's also spent many years giving back through sport, from surfing to his long-standing involvement with the Waitara Bears and supporting kaupapa Māori surfing right here in Taranaki. Bumble, brother, awesome to have you on the show. Welcome.
Kia ora, Caps. Kia ora e hoa.
Awesome, brother. I've been looking forward to catching up and getting a bit of a briefing on how the recent Māori Surfing Nationals went. But hey, before we get started, ko wai koe, no he koe, just a little bit about yourself and where you were brought up.
Kia ora tātou te wānui o Taranaki. Me ngā hau e wā e wakarongo mai, te au Hākinakina with Caps. So, kia ora tātou, ko wai au, no e au, ko Taranaki te maunga, ko Waitara te awa, ko kura haupo te waka, e uru ia hau ki te whenua o Taranaki. Ko Steve Abraham tōku pāpa, no Pātea ia, ko Tia Hoia Abraham tōku māma, no Pangareu ia, ko Karu Abraham tōku tuakana, ko Noreen Abraham tōku tuahine, ko Chris Abraham tōku ingoa. No reira, kia ora tātou.
Kia ora, bro. All good to make those connections. Now, where were you? You were brought up in Waitara, I believe, and what sports did you kind of play as a kid? You know, what did sport kind of mean to you growing up?
Sport in Waitara was a pretty huge thing back then. We had so the sports I was sort of got involved with was the softball, the rugby league, the with the Waitara Bears, the rugby with the Clifton Rugby, the surfing with Waitara Bar Boardriders Club. There was many sports that surrounded me anyway in Waitara from there was a lot going on. For me, for sports anyway. So
beautiful. Well, yeah, definitely a sporting community as Waitara. Many good sporting athletes coming out of there. Now, how did surfing kind of first come into your life? Was it something you found early, or was it something that grew over time?
Well, I pretty much started surfing when I was around about 6-7 years old. Group of us Waitara boys, like Michael Lewis, the Healy brothers, the Tamihana brothers, the Stella brothers, the list goes on. We just sort of started down East Beach in the down the bay there by the golf course area, and pretty much that's where we kicked off our surfing, and then from there we, back then we weren't allowed up by the big boys yet, up by the river mouth by Dano and them, so we had to, do our do all our learning and surfing down there until we progressed, and then we got up to, where all the big boys were. So. That's how that sort of progressed, and that was us. It's just a bunch of, the crew just getting together and just enjoying the moana, tangaroa, and just enjoying the surfing.
Beautiful, love it. Now the Waitara Bar Boardriders Club, has a really strong identity. How did the creation of WBBRC kind of come together?
I know it was founded around about 1968, I believe, if I'm right there. So, there was the old school old school founders there. You had the Eddie Harrisons and the Mickey Harrisons, the Chris Juries. There's there's many more there. So, apologies for leaving those names out, but just those names to mind at the moment. They were the founders there, and they set the standard for us and built that club and everything that's built today. So
wow. Well, very special club. But what is it about the club that you love so much? What makes it more than a surfing club? Like, what is so special about it?
Special thing about the club, there's a lot to do with our whanaungatanga, our iwi too, Te Aotearoa. I'd say there'd be 95% are connected to Te Aotearoa and whakapapa back to Taranaki. It's just a good space where we can just go down and enjoy tangaroa and enjoy each other's company and and just talk about our surroundings. We've doing a bit of mahi there. Cleaning up our area and our other space down the beach. So just a special that we can. We've got our own space and we've got our own building, and we can enjoy it with our rangatahi too, who have just really come in really strong this year, and holding a lot of comps for them, and they're just enjoying the moment and enjoying everything that we putting on.
Well, that's awesome to have your own club right there down by the Moana is pretty special. I see all the awesome mahi that you're doing down there with the cleanups and protecting the coast there. Some awesome mahi, but obviously none of that happens. No club survives without good people. Who are some of the kind of key members in the club that are, in the past and even now that just continue to be the backbone of the club?
The people I looked up to and to this day that are still there, you got your Peter Martins, who's still involved with the club. You got your Dano Waiwuris, your Tammy Morahu, and then we got our committee too. You got Carlos Gimianos and Grocott. There's many people to mention. So
awesome.
I think really looked up to Dano. He sort of probably groomed us in a way, how to look after that space around us. So to really do the mahi around there, and things would come to us. So
awesome. Well, it's definitely thriving. The club's really thriving there, and obviously you've had good forebearers who have laid the foundations, and things continue to go well there with the WBBR RC Club. Well, whānau, make sure to stay tuned. We're going to go to a quick break now and be back to kōrero more to Bumble about the recent Māori surfing nationals that took place right here in Taranaki. Kia ora koutou katoa, welcome back to Te Ao Hākinakina, your sports show right here on your Tribal Pulse, Te Kore Mako o Taranaki 94.8 FM and 98.4 FM. Well, we're here having an awesome kōrero to Bumble. He's given us a bit of a rundown on the WBBRC club and all the amazing mahi that they do down there. Now we're going to kōrero to a little bit about the Māori surfing nationals coming up. But before we do that, Bumble, you've also had a long involvement with the Waitara Bears, which is a proud club there in Waitara. What does this club mean to you personally?
Personally to me, Waitara Bears is always in my heart. pretty much grew up there, around some of the best players in New Zealand. So, the likes of obviously being coached by Howie and Terry Tamati, being coached by many others too, at the club, and looking up to people like, Darren Nivens and Terrence and the Kent Nixons and Tony Kemps, Dave Watson, those guys were proving themselves at that time when I was growing up. So, and looking at our Prems back then, who were, pretty solid back then, me growing up with the Bears and, taught me a lot, in life, go hard, train hard, and, things can get you somewhere, in life. So, and a lot of respect for the Waitara Bears always. And, that for me, Waitara Bears, still a solid club, and enjoyed my time there and always will.
100%. Once it's in the blood, it's there. Now, you also spent a lot of time over in the Cook Islands, a place, you would call paradise, absolutely beautiful over there. What drew you there, and what made it such a special chapter in your life?
Well, my wife Luana, she uris back to the Cook Islands, island called Moke or Akatoa Manawa. My in-laws were building a place over there, so to retire. So I thought, I'll give you a hand. And 2 years later, I was still there, and I thought, we might as well stick around. And obviously, and it is a beautiful place, and very, very lucky to be there for. Well, we were there for nearly 8 years, but we got and the wife, she started teaching there as a teacher at the Apiti or the Kura, and then we were there for 8 years, and then we sort of started up a cafe over there on the island called Mum's Cafe, or Middle of Moke, and then and then we sort of got into the sports over there. So we took a team of 60 to the Cook Island Games, which was pretty good on the logistics, a lot of funding, all that sort of stuff, and whatever I knew about sports or league, rugby, touch, training was all just to help out our young rangatahi over there to get to the games and perform well. So
beautiful. What a journey! What an amazing journey over there in the Cook Islands, absolute paradise, and good to see all the mahi you did in the community over there. Now, getting on to the Māori sports next, we recently had Dano Waiwiri on talking about the Māori Surfing Nationals, which actually started here, I believe. How special is this event for Māori surfers in whānau around Aotearoa?
Well, for us here, in 1993, it first started here. So Dano's idea was to, for one way for Māori to strengthen in surfing, was to start the Māori Surf Nationals. So that idea, and just over time it strengthened, and it just strengthened our whakapapa, our connection to all our iwis, and that was the most important thing, besides the surfing. So
Awesome. Now, how did the event go recently? Like, was there a good turnout? What stood out, to you in terms of the competition and some results and stuff like that?
Just from the start of it, from was it the Friday, March 6th, the Taranaki anniversary weekend? The kaupapa kicked off at at Owai Marae. And I think and there was a lot of kaupapa through that whole weekend. We had the Kapaka regionals and there was a few other events on at the time, and I think that whole weekend just set the tone for Māori in general. I think, and just us all gathering at the marae at Oi, and watching our manuhiri gather at the front was, the boys were quite excited because there was a large number that had gathered. Our manuhiri from all over had gathered there, and so the boys, we put on a lot of practice in our akapōri. So when that all started, and boys really gave a powerful and hearty pōuri for our manuhiri, and just having our pau there, our pai there with Jamie Tuta, Whareoka and Rawiri Dōba there to with their presence too, and our Atahua Wahine who did the karanga and everything, and just our haukainga just all turning up, Te Awa all turning up, and we pretty much jam-packed that wharenui. So that set the scene for us for the whole weekend, and having our hākari afterwards, a massive hangi, and then watching all the competitors come in from all over, from our manuhiri, who were top class surfers too, and our boys who got on the waves too. So they were like, oh, we've got to watch out for this one from Piha, this one from so the standouts, we'll go straight to the open men's. That's the pinnacle. Was our champion Elliot Pairata. Second was Xander Banks from Whangaroa, Puna Runganui, young Luke, and then Levi Divine Collins. So they were our 4 podiums. So Elliot Pairata, he from Piha, but he is back to Mutunga. That's Auntie Edith's Tito's moko. So that was in the open men. So he was quite a big standout. Does a lot of his time over in Indonesia on the big waves, and then on the big scene on the surfing. And the other one was the open women's, Liliana Bori. She's Indonesian Māori from Ngāti Whātua, so she was another standout. But with them, it wasn't an easy road for her in the open women. She had Natasha Goldsberry, Te Awa, who is a champ in her own right. She's a longboard champ and open women's champ. And this Liliana, first time in this event, and to connect with her whakapapa back to the and Māori surfing, she come out on top. And just having young Indy Lee Riddell and Renee Riddell, the mother and daughter coming third and fourth in that open women's, and they also whakapapa back to Te Awa through her dad in it. So so they were the standouts. Elliot Pairata, and Liliana Bowery. Can go through the under 16 boys. Was Oki Tāpara was the winner there. Under 18 boys, Xander Banks. Under 18 girls, Indy Lee Riddell. Longboard, Jai Wallace. Longboard women's was Liliana Bowery again. We had we sort of added a lot of divisions in this Māori comp too. So overall there was which doesn't normally happen like this, but we thought we'll invite, and we invited the boogie boarders in too. They wanted to join, so we had that boogie board division. Who Rangi Bisson, and he won the men's, and Dana Adams won the women's boogie board, and then the over 40s, Jared Toomey. Over 50s was Mutu Mata, and then we had the stand-up paddleboard, Jamie Chip Andrews, Chris Abraham, and Ed Martin. I thought I had that in bro, but yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
How awesome. Sound like an amazing event with the amount of competitors and different divisions you had there, and kudos must go to you and all that whānau for all the hard mahi put in place to welcome our manuhiri and to ensure that they went away with smiles on their faces and enjoying their time here in Taranaki. But bro, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story and sharing an update of how the tournament went, how the competition went. Massive respect for everything that you do. For Waitara, for WBBRC, for Māori surfing and Aotearoa, and the wider surfing and sporting community. So thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah, just acknowledge all our team sponsors, and anyone I've got. I know he's all there. I know who was all there, and all our community, that supported us. So ngā mihi kia koutou. Kia ora.